Deep in the heart of Nazi Germany, a secret obsession burned within the minds of Adolf Hitler and Heinrich Himmler. They sought an artifact of immense power, a relic steeped in legend and shrouded in mystery, the Holy Grail. This sacred object, said to have been used by Jesus at the Last Supper, held an irresistible allure for the Nazi leadership. Hitler, a man driven by a thirst for power and domination, believed the Grail possessed supernatural abilities. He envisioned it as a weapon, capable of granting his armies invincibility and crushing his enemies. Legend spoke of the Grail's power to heal the sick and even grant immortality, enticing prospects for a regime bent on world domination. Himmler, head of the SS and a key architect of the Holocaust, shared Hitler's fascination with the Grail. Steeped in the occult and obsessed with ancient Germanic mythology, Himmler saw the Grail as a symbol of Aryan supremacy. He believed it held the key to unlocking ancient knowledge and harnessing mystical forces that would ensure Nazi victory. Driven by these beliefs, Hitler and Himmler embarked on a quest for the Holy Grail. They poured resources and manpower into this secret mission, determined to find the relic and unleash its power upon the world. Little did they know, their pursuit would lead them down a dangerous path, fraught with intrigue, betrayal, and ultimately, failure. To spearhead their search for the Grail and other mystical artifacts, Himmler established the Ahnenerbe, a research institute dedicated to uncovering the history and origins of the Aryan race. This organization, however, was far from a legitimate academic institution. The Ahnenerbe attracted a motley crew of historians, archaeologists, and pseudoscientists, all united by their adherence to Nazi ideology and their belief in the occult. They scoured ancient texts, unearthed archaeological sites, and conducted bizarre experiments, all in pursuit of evidence to support their warped worldview. Under Himmler's direction, the Ahnenerbe became obsessed with myths and legends, particularly those that seemed to validate Nazi racial theories. They twisted history and fabricated evidence to fit their narrative, seeking to legitimize their claims of Aryan superiority and justify their plans for global domination. The Ahnenerbe's activities extended far beyond mere academic research. They plundered museums and libraries across occupied Europe, stealing artifacts and documents they believed held clues to the Grail's whereabouts. Their quest for occult power knew no bounds, fueled by a toxic mix of fanaticism and delusion. Among the Ahnenerbe's recruits was a young man named Otto Rahn, a medievalist and author with a deep fascination for the Cathars, a heretical Christian sect persecuted during the Middle Ages. Rahn's expertise in Cathar history and his belief that they possessed the Grail made him a valuable asset to the Nazis. What makes Rahn's story all the more intriguing is his background. He was gay, a fact hidden from his Nazi superiors, and most ironically, Jewish. This placed him in a precarious position, serving a regime that actively persecuted individuals like him. Despite the danger, Rahn threw himself into his work, traveling to southern France, the heartland of the Cathars, to search for clues to the Grail's location. He explored ancient castles, deciphered medieval texts, and delved into local folklore, piecing together what he believed to be the Grail's true nature. Rahn's research led him to believe that the Grail was not a physical cup, as commonly depicted, but rather a source of ancient knowledge, perhaps a stone or a set of tablets inscribed with mystical runes. This interpretation, however, clashed with the Nazis' idealized vision of the Grail as a Christian relic, forcing Rahn to tread carefully and tailor his findings to appease his superiors. Rahn's quest for the Grail initially centered around the ruins of Montségur, a Cathar stronghold that fell to the Inquisition. He believed the Cathars, facing defeat, had hidden the Grail within the mountain fortress, safeguarding it from their enemies. Driven by this belief, Rahn spent months exploring Montségur and its surrounding areas, meticulously documenting his findings and searching for any sign of the hidden relic. He ventured into treacherous caves, scaled sheer cliffs, and navigated labyrinthine tunnels, all in pursuit of his elusive prize. His search, however, extended beyond Montségur. Rahn's research led him to believe that the Grail might be hidden in Spain, specifically in the Benedictine monastery of Montserrat near Barcelona. This imposing mountaintop abbey, with its rich history and aura of mystery, seemed a fitting location for the Grail's hiding place. Rahn's theories intrigued Himmler, who saw Montserrat as a promising lead. The stage was set for a dramatic confrontation between the Nazi regime and the guardians of a sacred relic. In 1940, at the height of World War II, Heinrich Himmler, the Reichsführer SS, embarked on a highly publicized visit to Spain. While, officially there to discuss the formation of a Spanish political police force, Himmler's true purpose lay elsewhere, the monastery of Montserrat and its rumored connection to the Holy Grail. The imposing figure of Himmler, flanked by SS guards, ascended the mountain to the abbey. He sought an audience with the monks, demanding access to their archives and any information they possessed regarding the Grail. A young monk, Andrea Rippel Nobel, received Himmler. Despite intense questioning, the monk remained steadfast, denying any knowledge of the Grail's presence at Montserrat. Whether this was the truth or perhaps a calculated act to protect a sacred relic from falling into Nazi hands remains a subject of debate to this day. Himmler, frustrated and empty-handed, departed Montserrat. The Grail, if it ever existed within the abbey's walls, remained elusive. The Nazi quest, for all its resources and ruthlessness, had failed to secure its prize. The Nazi expedition to Montserrat was not the only attempt to seize the Grail during this tumultuous period. The Spanish Civil War, raging from 1936 to 1939, had turned the country into a battleground for various factions, each with their own motives for seeking the Grail. British intelligence, aware of the Nazi interest in the Grail, dispatched their own agents to Spain, determined to prevent the relic from falling into enemy hands. These spies, operating in the shadows, followed leads, cultivated contacts, and sought to outmaneuver their Nazi counterparts. Meanwhile, Spanish revolutionaries, fighting against Franco's fascist forces, also saw value in the Grail, believing it could be a potent symbol to rally support for their cause. They too joined the hunt, adding another layer of complexity to the already treacherous game. Even an unassuming postwoman became embroiled in this web of intrigue. Details remain scarce, but historical accounts suggest she played a role in safeguarding the Grail, spiriting it away from danger and ensuring its survival amidst the chaos of war. The Spanish Civil War, with its backdrop of violence and uncertainty, provided fertile ground for this high-stakes treasure hunt. The Grail, once a symbol of faith and purity, became a pawn in a deadly game of espionage and political maneuvering. The legend of the Holy Grail has captivated imaginations for centuries, but separating historical fact from romanticized fiction proves a daunting task. What do scholars and the Church believe about the Grail's true nature and whereabouts? The Catholic Church recognizes a Chalcedony cup, housed in Valencia Cathedral since 1437, as a possible Holy Grail. This unassuming vessel, with its simple design and Hebrew inscriptions, stands in stark contrast to the elaborate descriptions found in Arthurian legends. Scholars, however, remain divided on the Grail's authenticity and significance. Some believe it to be a literary invention, a symbol of spiritual purity and enlightenment, rather than a physical object. Others point to historical evidence suggesting the Grail's existence, potentially as a simple cup or plate used by Jesus, imbued with significance through its association with the Last Supper. The true nature of the Holy Grail, much like the relic itself, remains shrouded in mystery. Whether a physical object or a symbolic representation of faith, its power to inspire and intrigue endures. The story of Hitler's quest for the Holy Grail continues to fascinate us, even decades after the fall of the Third Reich. Why does this tale of obsession, intrigue, and the pursuit of a mythical object still resonate with such power? Perhaps it is the inherent human fascination with the unknown, the allure of hidden knowledge and ancient mysteries. The Grail, as a symbol of spiritual enlightenment and ultimate truth, speaks to our deepest desires for meaning and purpose. The story also offers a glimpse into the dark side of human nature, the lengths to which individuals will go to attain power and control. The Nazi obsession with the Grail, fueled by their twisted ideology and thirst for domination, serves as a cautionary tale about the dangers of unchecked ambition. Moreover, the story's setting amidst the turmoil of World War II and the Spanish Civil War adds another layer of intrigue. The backdrop of espionage, betrayal, and violence creates a sense of urgency and danger, heightening the stakes and drawing us deeper into the narrative. In the end, the enduring allure of the Holy Grail lies in its ability to tap into our collective imagination, to transport us to a world of mystery and adventure where history and legend collide. The Nazi quest for the Holy Grail, while ultimately unsuccessful, stands as a testament to the enduring power of myth and the human fascination with the unknown. It reminds us that history is often stranger than fiction, and that even the most outlandish tales can contain kernels of truth. The story also serves as a cautionary reminder of the dangers of extremism and the seductive allure of power. The Nazi obsession with the Grail, fueled by their warped ideology, ultimately led them down a path of destruction and ruin. As we delve into the past, seeking to unravel the mysteries of the Holy Grail, we are reminded that some secrets may never be fully revealed. Yet, it is in the pursuit of these elusive truths that we gain a deeper understanding of ourselves and the world around us. The Holy Grail, whether a physical object or a symbolic representation of our deepest desires, continues to inspire and intrigue, reminding us that the search for meaning and purpose is an essential part of the human experience.